أو بما هو مثل نفسها أو بما هو مثل نفسها في التقيد كل الشغل كل الشغل لا يقضي حجاب النكرة. نقرأ. إلى آخره. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على النبي الكريم محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. So in the previous chapters it is mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in the nature of human to seek the kamal and the perfection. Our whole life and the struggle and striving hard therein is for perfection. This is human life. Look at me. He passed the elementary, so he proceeds towards the middle. He passed the middle, so he went to high school. He graduated from high school, so he is going to for associate. He did his associate. He is proceeding for bachelor and so on. So he does not have a stop, because this talab and seeking in every field, that is actually the nature of human. So thus, or in the same way, that is also in human nature to look for the perfection of his personality, in a sense, to have a good life here and a prosperous one in the hereafter. So, that perfection, that is meant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. That's why He orders us to do this and forbids not to do that. Now, how you will proceed toward that perfection? In a concise way or concise words, we can say, to make your animalcy submissive to your angelcy. To make your bahimiyat submissive to your malakiyat. Got it?
Yes.
And that is done through ibadat and a'mal salihah. How you will make your animalcy submissive to your angelcy? Doing lot of ibadat. The more you are doing ibadat and a'mal salihah, so your bahimiyat will be surrendering to your malakiyat. Why? Because you are feeding your malakiyat, and thus the bahimiyat is becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And as you know, that weak is always submissive to the powerful. You are getting it or not?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, the whole world. They are submissive to the powerful countries or not?
Yes.
So in your own state, which is your body, if you will strengthen your malakiyat, so it means that the bahimiyat is becoming weaker. So the result is, it will submit to your malakiyat. So how you will strengthen your malakiyat? Bahimiyat, its food is different. Malakiyat food is different. Bahimiyat food, bandar, chicken, barbecue, yes, oily and rovani food, and this and that. In malakiyat, its food is ibadat, ta'at, and a'mal salihah. Got it?
Yeah.
So these a'mal and ibadat, these are actually the visible shapes of that strengthening. And these are actually the expected places to have that submissiveness of Bahimiyyat to the Malakiyat. Got it?
Yes.
Which is called Ghalib Zwan. Which is called?
Ghalib Zwan.
Expected. What?
Expected
that you will get it through that. And like as for this submissiveness, there are expectation places, so for its opposites is also expectation places. If somebody is doing evil deeds, disobedience to Allah, disobedience to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, violation of the rules of Quran and Sunnah, so these are the expected places of strengthening animalcy and feeding animalcy and energizing animalcy. So now, wherever there is the place of strengthening the animalcy, so that is called sin. That is called sin. And then these sins, they have stages or they have types. Now, the first stage of sin is when the path towards perfection is totally blocked. And this blockade is of two types. Number one, that the person concerned does not know anything about that. And it means that he does not know anything about Allah. He does not know Allah, nor anything about Allah. So it means that for him the road is totally closed. He is standing in front of a wall. Not a single step he can take ahead. And the second blockade is that he has a conception about Allah. He has a conception about Allah. But his concept about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a wrong concept. The attributes of Allah, he is thinking like that of the attributes of creature. Or he believes in certain creature, the existence of the attributes of Allah. The first thing is that he thinks Allah like that of his creature. And the second thing is he thinks of a creature like that of Allah. So the first one, that is the wrong concept about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first thing is, that is tashbih. second one is ishraq. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh, he is talking about tabaqatul ism, the stages or maratib, martaba, steps of sin. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayh say, Alam, Babu tabaqatil ism. Tabaqa is, look, mentions. 1, 2, 3, like this. Yes, and tabaqa is daraja, steps. So the steps of sins are the types of sins. اعلم أنه كما أن لإنقياد البهيمية الملكية أعمالا هي أشباحه ومظانه. That like as to make the Bahimiyyah submissive to Malakiyyat, for that there are a'mal and actions. هي أشباحه, shibha mean physical shape or visible shape, which is the visible shape of this inqiyad. ومظانه, and that is the expected places of this inqiyad. وَالسُّنَنْ الْكَاسِبَةِ لَهُ. Sunan mean at-turuq, and those ways which is mean practicing for that. فَكَذَلِكَ لِلْحَالَةِ الْمُضَادَّةِ لِلْقِيَادِ كُلَّ الْمَضَادَّةِ أَعْمَالٌ. So in the same way, for the opposite side, this one is to make submissive, the elemency to make submissive to the agency. And what is the opposite side? Not to make it submissive to. So for the opposite side, فَكَذَلِكَ لِلْحَالَةِ الْمُضَادَّةِ لِلْإِنْقِيَادِ عَدَمِ إِنْقِيَادِ. Al-Mudadda lil-Inqiyad mean opposite to Inqiyad. So opposite to Inqiyad is what, Mawli Yusuf?
Mudadda.
No, not Mudadda, Adami Inqiyad.
Adami Inqiyad.
So for Adami Inqiyad, there are A'mal, wa Madan, and expected places, wa Kawasib, and the working deeds are the doing deed. Wahiya al-Asam, and deeds and actions are called the sins. Wahiya ala maratib, and these sins are of different maratib. Al-Martabatul Ula, an yansadda sabiluhu ila al-kamal al-matlub rasan, that his path towards that perfection, that is totally close. Rasan mean from its beginning up to the very end. Ar-Rasan mean bil-kulliya. Rasan mean bil-kulliya. وَمُعَظَّمُ ذَلِكَ فِي نَوْعَيْنِ. And this close or blockade, that is of two types. أَحَدُهُمَا مَا يَرْجَعُ إِلَى الْمَبْدَأِ. The first one is going back to the mabda. Mabda means the starting point. بِأَلَّا يَعْرِفَ أَنَّ لَهُ رَبًّا. That he does not know that he has a Rabb and a Lord. أَوْ يَعْرِفُ مُتَّصِفًا بِصِفَاتِ الْمَخْلُوقِينَ. Or he knows him, but he is thinking of him that he has qualities or attributes like the attributes of makhluk. أو يعتقد في مخلوق شيئا من صفات الله. Or he is أو يعتقد في مخلوق شيئا من صفات الله. Or he is believing in makhluk شيئا من صفات الله, a thing of صفات of Allah.